He's going bald. 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 Okay, stop. It's not funny. It's not funny, okay? Don't sing that at the live events. It's not funny, okay? That's quite mean, okay? Please don't sing that. And, yes, and, I am actually a fan of Cena, and, this is just a little fun, okay? Don't, and also, just to be fair, if I ever go bald, I give you permission to mock me, okay? It's quite, okay, I'm gonna take this off. Okay, SummerSlam 2021. I watched this on replay because normally SummerSlam is on Sunday. I haven't been following wrestling for quite a while, so I didn't know this was on like Saturday, which was Sunday for me. Normally it's on Monday for me. So yeah, I watched the replay, and what can I say? Cena is good. Okay, this main event of SummerSlam was worth every penny for the pay-per-view. I have not seen a main event like this for a very, very long time. This felt like a big WrestleMania main event. This felt like Cena versus The Rock, or The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. This is probably the best main event match the Roman Reigns ever been in, to be honest, and it's all because of Cena. There's, like, in terms of wrestling quality, it's not, like, really flippy, like, hardy technical. It's just good old sports entertainment, Hulk Hogan style wrestling, just, like, psychology, and, like, big moves, big finishes, and just, like, a lot of emotions, a lot of, like, acting, and it's just good. Like, very, very entertaining. And, yeah, this was like a WrestleMania main event. In fact, this whole show with the crowd and everything felt like a WrestleMania. And this, this was good. The main event was good. I want to get to the main event a bit later into the review. I want to go through the whole thing just so you don't feel like I missed out. But to be really honest, I really didn't care about any of the other matches. I watched a little bit of the matches here and there, but, when I watched this match, I was like, whoa. And there's just, like, little things that Cena does that really elevates the match that you don't even realize as a fan that's been watching Cena for so many years. Just that little things that he does that really, like, makes you go, like, just makes you smile, right? The little things that he does, that little, like, cheeky smile on his face, that just makes you, like, yeah, it just brings a smile to the fan's face. Like, if you're a fan, you know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the start. Let's go from the start, okay? And let's go from the very start of the first match of the main show is Matt Riddle came out to the bro chants. The whole arena was going off with bro, like jiving to bro. This was really good. I thought Riddle is really Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle seems to be really over in this whole setup. I thought he probably should have just become an individual star instead of teaming up with Randy Orton. Maybe they will go for like a split angle out of this one. So Riddle and Randy Orton came out to go for the WWE Tag Team Championships against AJ Styles and Omos. And this, it's one of those opening matches that was pretty decent because AJ Styles is quite good, quite decent match. And Riddle and Randy Orton wins the match. I do think that the storyline into this was a little bit stupid, where Orton was getting attacked and Riddle ran to save him, and finally Orton decides to team with Riddle. I just felt like Randy Orton's not really a team player, period. So it's really weird for me to see Randy Orton team with Riddle, especially when Edge is still here. He could potentially be he's probably more of a partner with Orton. I thought Riddle probably better off just being an individual superstar. But I do see how they're trying to get someone to elevate Riddle to the next level, despite the fact that he walked out with a huge pop as the opener, and everybody in the stadium was just jiving to like, bro. It was pretty cool, like when he came out. So anyway, next match, Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. I actually don't even know how Eva Marie is here, so I fast forward this one. Damien Priest versus Sheamus for the US Championship. Damien Priest beats Sheamus for this one. I'm not really... Damien Priest is a pretty new guy. I am not really that sold on him yet. I do feel like he probably... Yeah, I'm not sure. Not too sure about how Damien Priest yet. He did get like... It does look like they're trying to push him a lot. They had like that bunny guy, that singer. I am too old to know who the hell he is. Actually, I do know who he is. He was for me, he was famous for being in a music video with Becky. What's her name? Becky. What's her name? Becky Cass or whatever. Becky something with the girl that with Latino girl. She was pretty hot. She also is being she's like pretty popular music in so that's where I know him from. From being in this girl's videos, but yeah, apparently he's a big name now. So they try to give Damien the bump with him, but I'm not true sold on him. So anyway, next match, the Usos beats Rey Mysterio and not Eddie Guerrero's son for the WWE Tag Team Championships. The Usos defended. I did not expect the Mysterios to beat the Usos, because the whole like Roman thing that kind of ties into the Usos, it just made it really obvious that the Usos was going to win. I do like the Usos' new dilemma. I mean, not demeanor, demeanor. Like the heel demeanor. I do think that really puts them up a level as well. So, yeah. And then, this is probably like the first big event happening in the night. So Bianca Bella, by the way, she's so hot. Bianca Bella, she's just like by far the most beautiful woman on the roster, for sure, right? She's like 12 out of 10. Bianca Bella, she's so pretty. Anyway, she came out, and she gets in the ring. She's supposed to wrestle Sasha Banks, and they play this massive video package of like the build up of them like being WrestleMania and everything. And then Bianca Bella is in the ring waiting, and Sasha Banks just didn't show up. And then it was just, I'm like, okay, because someone's already told me that what was gonna happen, so it didn't surprise me. But I was just like, okay, how are they gonna build into this? And the announcer says they didn't actually give a reason why Sasha Banks was not here. They just said Sasha Banks can't be here, and it'll be the most beautiful woman in the world. I was like, she's already in the ring. And then they said, and it was, who was it? Let me have a look at my notes. Who was it? Carmella, yeah. Carmella walks out, and then she's like in the ring, and I was like, okay. And then I knew what's coming next. And then, so there was a bit of like talk in the ring, whatever. And obviously this has been leaked because Becky Lynch is making a return here, right? But before she came out, you can already hear the fans around the ringside. The fact that they were sitting really close to the commentators' mics, you can hear fans yelling, "We want Becky," like they knew Becky Lynch was coming back. Okay, so that like already spoiled it. Like if you didn't know that this was happening, it's already spoiled it. For some reason, these fans were so close to like Michael Cole's headphones, you can hear it in the live feed or in the VODs that that she was coming back. So it was already spoiled before she even came out. So I was a little bit upset about that. Anyway, eventually her music plays. There was a big pop. She came out. So she's had a baby. And anyway, she came out and she was like, okay, why don't we go ahead? And Bianca Belair is like, sure, let's go. And then the match starts. Maybe because she's not. I'm guessing that like Becky, maybe she just had a baby. She's not like in shape, so she pretends to shake hands with Bianca. And Bianca's like, "All right, let's shake hands." And Becky just like sucker punched her. I did like a body drop. I don't even know what her move is called anymore. I'm not sure. But anyway, she did a body drop on her and just pinned her 1-3, like buried Bianca Bella really quickly. So yeah, I was surprised that she buried her so quickly, and it kinda was just like, I was just like, oh okay, way too like, she Belair, and yeah. Anyway, I was a bit like, yeah, okay, that's kind of like a waste of Bianca. But yeah, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed actually. To be fair, Becky lost a lot of her like momentum after, like, she was so like over when she got punched by Nia Jax. Even I was like, oh my god, she's the next big thing. And then she just like dropped off, just like really bad booking. But now they're still trying to like, the fact that she's not that over anymore, in my opinion. The fact that WWE is still trying to push her as she's still that over. Like, I'm just not really that sold on this, to be honest. If this was Becky coming out of after post being punched by Nia Jax in well, when was it? Well, this was like what, 2019, 18. This was Survivor Series. If this was like just after that and she beats Bianca like this quickly, I'm sure. But now I don't really see as fitting anymore. So, but anyway, she beats Bianca pretty quickly. Yeah. Anyway, that's been done. And then the next match was oh yeah, two-man bands on roids wrestled each other. So Drew McIntyre beats Jinder Mahal. To be fair, I thought these two guys has, obviously Drew McIntyre they're pretty high on, and Jinder Mahal they're not really that high on for the WWE. But with this one thing, there's a lot of people criticize Jinder for being a bad WWE champion. You know what? I have a friend who like used to share accommodation with, like he used to rent out my spare room. And the first time he saw Jinder as the WWE champion, he literally said to me, "That looks like a bad guy. That looks like the definition of an evil bad dude." So no matter what you say, Jinder will make a great heel. Like, you might have like this concept of, oh, he was like a two-man band, like he's not really that good. Sure, he's not that good, but just from the looks point perspective, and just from someone who hasn't, just from someone who haven't even been watching WWE, and who saw Jinder like the first time walking out of the ring with the WWE belt, and he was like, oh dude, this is a bad guy. Someone need, like, oh god, I hate him already. And like, he's never even watched WWE before. He's watched WWE, but he hasn't watched WWE like I do, right? He hasn't seen it for like many, many, many years, since a kid or something. So like, in that perspective, I do think Jinder really deserves a proper push, especially working with McIntyre. But anyway, next match was Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Ash Cross. So, and Charlotte Flair wins this one. To be honest, I didn't really care about this match, and yes, it is because of Nikki Cross, because I do think like this match was tailored to a child. Like her, like it's yeah. As an adult, I'm just not really into it. It's almost like they were like, her character is there for kids, so I'm just not really into this match because of that. Because it is literally targeted at children, in my opinion. So I wasn't really into it. But Charlotte Flair wins. I am a big fan of Charlotte Flair. I do think she's super, super good. And I do think she's super, super talented. And, I don't know. You might call me biased or whatever, but I do think she's the top woman in the world. And, yeah, and she's the only person from in the wrestling world that I follow on Instagram. So, anyway, she did come out with pretty nice abs, as she's been showing off those on Instagram. But yeah, she definitely won this one, beating Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross. And then Seth Rollins came out to wrestle Edge. I was like surprised to see Edge in a non-title match. Yeah, but yeah, in the mid card again, Edge. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't really into this match. I fast forwarded, to be honest. If Vince McMahon doesn't watch this, why should I? Pretty sure Vince didn't watch any of this. But anyway, and then I think there was some other stuff that happened in this. There was a spot where Johnny Drip Drip came out, John Morrison came out with the Miz. I tell you what, Miz, I do have a lot of respect for Miz. Okay, he literally had like a Gucci suit on with really expensive shoes, a Gucci belt. Okay, unlike John Morrison, he clearly was wearing something that's much cheaper. And like they both had a not Gucci belt, a Louis Vuitton belt, like the Louis Vuitton belt on. But John Morrison, you can see he's wearing something that's like not really branded. But Miz, you can tell he's wearing something very, very expensive. His shoes is very expensive. He's wearing a really nice blue suit. Just to get out there. For Xavier Woods came out with a massive. This was obviously like a paid thing for like a water company. He came out with like a massive water cannon, wet down both of them. And I was like, yeah, I thought I had respect for Miz for that. Because that is like, he's literally wearing like $10,000 worth of Louis Vuitton on himself. And he just gets wet and rolls around in the ring, get it all like messed up. I was like, yeah, damn, dude, that's, okay, that's dedication to the work. Whereas John Morrison, you can tell he's wearing something much, much cheaper. But yeah, anyway, that's just my thoughts. And then there was another spot where, I don't even know this guy's name. Rick something? Rick, what is it? Rude? Not Rude. What's it? Is it? I don't know. I just think, when I see him, he came out with the electric guitar. Is it Rick? I don't know. When I see him, he just reminds me of the Ravishing Rick Rude. Okay? And he's something else. I can't remember his last name. But anyway, he played the guitar, and Shinsuke Nakamura came out with a crown on his head. Anyway, I thought that was okay. That was just a weird thing that happened as well. And then the co-main event, you might call it, is Oldberg versus Bobby Lashley. So Bill Goldberg came back, and I don't know why they keep bringing him back. Obviously, he pops the rating. That's the reason. But for all the people that watches Goldberg, please tell me, like in the comments, why do you like him so much? Like, every time I watch this, I just think it's a disaster. Like, I mean, he's nothing like the Goldberg that he was in WCW, and he's nowhere near as and he just looked like old. He looks slow. Like, honestly, when he walked out, I thought I was watching Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz 3. I thought he looked like Chuck Liddell. He couldn't even walk properly. So he was walking like with a limp as he was coming into the ring. So I don't know, like his left leg was limping. So either because he already had an injury or something, but he was already limping. He was already selling the left leg, by the way, before he even entered the ring. And also it was really stupid as well. You know how his entrance is where he was like he came out of the change room. He clearly came out of the fire exit. It's not a change room. He opened the door. It was all dark inside. It was clearly the fire exit that he walked out of. So that was really weird. But anyway, I couldn't care less. He was already limping a little bit walking into the ring, and this was just like a really poor match. Nothing really happened. I was surprised they still protected Goldberg so much. He did like one spear. And then he really didn't take punishment. He didn't take any punishment. Bobby Lashley had to be really, really careful with him when he did all his moves. You can see there was one move where he was like throwing Goldberg, like he had Goldberg on his shoulder, and he was like running into the ring post. And you can tell Bobby Lashley hit the ring post himself, and Goldberg wasn't even touched on the ring post. He was super careful with Goldberg. And like, it was just so obvious, even the cameras couldn't like hide it, that Bobby Lashley didn't get anywhere close to hitting Goldberg on the ring post, and he basically bumped into the ring post himself, right? Like, it was so super protecting of him. And eventually, Goldberg lost because he couldn't continue due to his left leg. The left leg that he was selling as he was walking into the ring. He was already did someone attack him in the fire exit that we missed? I don't know, because he was limping as he was walking into the ring. Okay, so I don't know what happened there. You tell me. So he lost, and please stop wasting your money. Stop bringing him back. I really don't want to see this. After that botch against The Undertaker, I've had enough of Goldberg. Please, 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 please. Just, like, I don't know, have him come out, do a promo or something. Please don't have him wrestle again. Please. Yeah, but his promo is pretty bad, so probably don't get him out to do promo either. Just, yeah. You know what? Yeah, just. Yeah. Anyway, finally, the main event of the evening! Oh my god. This match was so... I haven't seen a match like this, like one-on-one match to this. Like, yeah, I don't think I've seen it for so many years now. Oh, man. When Cena, obviously, Cena haven't wrestled for a couple years now. Like, his music played. Woo! This whole place went crazy! And then, like... and he also, and it's just Cena, right? He came out with the stupidest looking merch I have ever seen, okay? He had a shirt, a black shirt on, and he always has stupid merch, but this is like next level stupidity. He looks so dumb, okay? I could not believe how bad he was. So, you can probably Google it and look it up. He came out with a black shirt, okay? The good part about the shirt is the back. The back of the shirt had like his like 16 championship rank, the belt, and the year underneath it. It looked really good on the back. But the front looked awful. Literally looked like vomit. You had a pic, just like, you literally had a picture, like a drawing, like a child cartoon drawing of Super Cena. Of him flying out like this, right? Literally of him flying on this with his face like this, right? Like it was just the stupidest looking drawing of him flying out like Superman. And it was, he looked so bad. It looked so bad. And then they had that all over the arena as well. Like Super Cena like flying out like. I can't even, it's like, if you think this face is bad, the cartoon is like way worse, okay? I can't even, like, I can't even do it justice with my face, how bad this was. And Cena, he comes, and you know, for some reason, and I did notice this as well, he came out, he usually does the, Stacey gets the towel, and usually throws it into the crowd. He didn't throw it into the crowd, he threw it onto the ground. Maybe he knew the merchandise was bad. So when I saw that, I was like, hey, why didn't he throw the towel into the crowd? Maybe he knew the merch was bad, right? He ran into the ring, the camera followed him. Oh, the whole crowd going off. And he slides into the ring. And I kept an eye on this. Because usually Cena throws his merch into the crowd. Again, he didn't throw it into the crowd. He took his shirt off and he threw it just outside the ring. So, I don't know, maybe someone picked it up and gave it to the crowd. Maybe. But he didn't like throw it into the crowd like he normally does. So maybe he knew the merch was pretty bad to begin with, maybe he didn't like it either, yeah. So maybe that's the case, right? Oh, and Cena talking about his hair, right? He had like kind of like bit long in front, and he slicked it all back to cover the bald spot at the back of his head. So at the start he looked pretty good, like slick, like trimmed. But as the match carried on, the sweat obviously gets into the hair and it falls apart and it starts to like fall everywhere, and the bald spot is starting to show a little bit. But anyway, and yeah, so I've noticed that with Cena's entrance, and then Roman's came out. Oh my! So first of all, I really like Roman's old Shield entrance. The one goes like da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. I thought that was so good. I thought that was awesome. But then they changed it during like the pandemic, and I was just like, this is just way worse. It just didn't have the energy. But this time when he came out, it did feel really good. Like in front of the crowd, it actually looked really good. This feels, he had that, the new theme, instead of like a WWE wrestler entrance feel, he had like a UFC fighter feel. So when he came out with his Uso, with Heyman, it literally felt like a big fight feel. You had a big fight feel. It felt like, Floyd Mayweather or like Conor McGregor walking into the ring. Like you had that like realistic fighter feel with his entrance music. So I actually started to like the music in front of a live crowd now. But it really did have that like that mystique, like arrogance to the song, and it's not really like a song that's set to like pop the crowd, so to speak. It's more of a song that's just there to show that Roman as like, to kind of just like show Roman's attitude, more like more than just a song that pops the crowd, like Cena's theme. That's just like, you know, hey, Cena's coming, and everyone's jump on the feet. It's more like the Roman's theme is more like the big match is happening, like more like a rumble, right? It's less of a sports entertainment song, more of like a realistic song that like a fighter would go for, right? So I'm starting to warm me up to his theme song as he walks into the ring. He took like 20 minutes to get in the ring. Eventually gets in. He gets his belt up. He gets, Heyman takes the belt, and the match starts. So the match, I have a bit of criticism of the match. I did think this match was probably like 5 minutes too long. There was a lot of like bits in the middle where like they were just like unnecessary. Like wasn't really building towards anything. It was just kind of like there was a bit of like lull. So maybe they should shorten this match for 5 minutes. I think it will be much better. Maybe even like 7 or maybe 10 minutes. I think it will be much better. But maybe Cena has fitness issues. He can't just go like 15 minutes, 20 minutes hard out. He has, they need to recover. Maybe that's the reason why this match like dragged a little bit. But it was still a great match. And I also think, another criticism is that right away, like Roman was just overpowering Cena. So leading this match, there was part of the build was that Cena was able to ping Roman with a roll up, and it's almost like it's an inside joke. It is 100% an inside joke. So there's a lot of like fans out there who thinks that the roll up is the greatest move in WWE because so many people loses the roll up just randomly in recent times. So it is like an inside joke that Roman is too good to get rolled up. It is like literally like Cena and Roman poking fun of the fans, right? Poking fun of themselves. So which is like literally just like another reason why this match was so good. Like it's like out-mattering the fans. It's like showing the fans like, we know what you think. That's, the roll up, you've been joking about it. We're gonna like, tease you with it. So I thought that was fun. But like still, straight away, Roman was overpowering Cena. I thought maybe Cena should come out firing because, he should come out because it makes more, like, just makes a bit more, it just, like, makes it a bit more, makes the roll-up a bit more, like, like, unpredictable, a little bit less predictable. Because right away, Cena was getting beaten up by Roman, and then you knew he was going to do the roll-up right away. So that is exactly what happened. So you can see it coming from a mile away. Cena tries to go for a quick roll-up win as Roman's beating up on him, and then just like, I can see that coming. So maybe they should have started off with like a flurry from Cena, and then he kind of slows down, and then he tries to go for like a roll-up, and then he kicks out, right? That'll make it a bit more exciting. I do have criticism. That's another thing I didn't really like at the start of the match. And also, eventually, like, Roman was just, like, literally, like, mocking Cena. Like, you can't beat me with a roll-up. You can't win with that. Like, literally, like, mocking Cena and mocking all the fans that's been criticizing the WWE for using the roll-up too much in recent times. But, yeah, I thought that was really meta. That's really good. And, eventually, the match kind of, the match kind of like just settled a bit. There was a lot of like holds. The match kind of went outside the ring. There was a big spots, few spots with the steps, and Roman's just being arrogant, which is really good. And then eventually, after a lot of like, eventually Cena was able to get Roman with an FU onto the announce table. That was a huge move. He FUs Roman through the announce table. And he rolls Roman into the ring and goes for the pin right away. And you're like, oh man, that's a quick like turnaround. Usually, they go through the table, they wait a long time before they push him into the ring. Cena pretty much gets him in right away, goes for the pin, and Roman kicks out. Just to show the dominance. By the way, Roman's gonna quit WWE, he says, if he loses this match. So there's a lot on the line. And you're like, oh, he kicks out of that. Like, oh, it was a bit of a like, ooh, moment. And this is when like Cena really like start kicking into gear. Both like after that table spot, it's when like the match really kicked into gear and really started to get really good. So Cena started showing that cocky side again, where he's like, you know, like reminiscent of Cena versus The Rock. Oh, and it was just getting good. So he basically like started mocking Roman with his own moves. So there was a few fails. Like, everybody's just like doing their finishing moves, like fouling their finishing moves. Roman was like fouling his Superman punch. Got Cena a couple times and Cena kicked out. Eventually, Cena was able to get Roman on a FU, and he had that, aha, I'm back, like this dimples. And then he's like, and he had Roman on his shoulders, and he was like, and he did the you can't see me, and he F5s Roman. You figure that when he does that, he won't be able to get the FU clean. He wouldn't be able to get the FU clean, but he gets it clean, and everybody in the stadium, from the bottom of their hearts, thought Cena was gonna get this, because this was a clean, squeaky clean FU with Cena going whilst he was had Roman on his shoulder, right? It was squeaky clean with the cheesy smile. Everybody in the arena was like, this is over, and everyone started counting 1, 2, and Roman kicks out. Oh, this was good. This was like The Rock kicking out of Hulk Hogan's the immortal leg drop, right? Oh, and it was like, oh my god, I was like, you got me, John. That's good. That's a good one. That's a good one, Cena. So Roman kicks out of like the FU, and the whole stadium goes absolutely bananas, right? And there was more back and forward, a lot of foul finishes, and eventually Roman like tried to do a Superman punch, and he crashes in the ring post, and Cena gets Roman up on his shoulders onto the second rope, and he drops an FU of Roman from the second rope. You're like, surely that's over. Like, you don't see Cena ping people with this, but it's an FU from the second rope. Cena drops Roman in the ring, goes for the pin, and Roman kicks out again. And at this point, you're like, yeah, Roman's gonna win this. There's no way Cena's gonna win from after that. And then sure enough, then both guys get up on his feet, and they're trading like big punches, like boom. And so basically, every time Cena punched Roman, everyone's like cheering, and when Roman punched, everyone's like booing. So he was like, boo, yeah, boo, yeah. It was huge, just like back foot. Eventually, Roman gets in the front foot. He drops Cena down onto the ground, and this is like Roman's just like literally like hulking up at this point. He's just like mad as hell. He looks dead into the camera, like into the ring corner. He goes, he screams, I am WWE! And then he turns around, he goes, he does his finishing move, and he spears Cena in the middle of the ring, pings him, 1, 2, 3. That was, oh man, that was just so hype. Just like the way Roman like stared like into the camera, stared camera, and he just screamed, I am WWE! That was so good. So good. It was just insane. And then it was literally, and Roman was in the ring, and he was holding up the belt, and then he was almost like he was like he looked down the ring, he was looking like down the ramp, right? And he was like nodding, like he was ready kind of thing, and for something. It looks like he was preparing for looking out for someone, and suddenly, and like the whole place, like literally the whole place, when like if you thought like Cena almost pinning Roman with FU was loud, this was like literally the roof got blown off the stadium. Like it was so loud. This was the loudest cheer ever. I don't even know like I've ever heard something this loud before. Like Lesnar's music plays and Brock Lesnar walks out, right? I want to show you a couple pictures, okay? So Lesnar walks out. Look at him. He had jeans on, like with like a belt. He looked like Dean Ambrose when he first came out. He looked like Dean Ambrose with like, put on like, 60 pounds or something, right? He's like just chunky. But the thing is, the jeans and everything makes his legs look smaller than his upper body. So as you can see, he has a beard. He has like a weird kind of ponytail thing. So when he walks out, he looks small. To be like this look, you can see here, he looks small, right? Because like his shoulders kind of like narrow, because his beard looks really wide, and the tank top and the jeans makes his waist look small. So he looks kind of slim when he walked out. So at first, my first impression was like, wow, it's Lesnar. And then I was like, oh, dude, he looks smaller. Like, he hasn't been working out during lockdown or something. Like, what is going on? But the reality is, like, this is just like the camera angles and just like the way he's dressed. But Lesnar is massive. Massive. He's just a giant. So, he walks into the ring, had a FaceTime with Roman, right? Okay, and then this is when you really start, and this picture, I think, really shows just how big Lesnar is, okay? He doesn't look that big, like in this shot. Like, he look kind of slim, but he's like standing next to Roman. So, as you can see, in this picture, is the best, right? Lesnar is upstaging Roman, so he's further away, like upstaging Roman. So, he's standing further away from the camera than Roman's. Roman's closer to the camera, right? So, if you can see my hand, right? This hand is Roman. And this other hand's Lesnar, right? So you can see the hand farther away looks smaller than the hand in front, so as you can tell, that's my further hand smaller, right? But in this picture, despite the fact that Lesnar is standing further away, you can still see that Lesnar is like 6 inches wide. You can see it, like you can measure it. Like he's literally like still like 6 inches wider than Roman. He's huge! Like, wow, he's actually like massive. So I was like, whoa. And like at first I was like, he looks smaller. And then he stood next, like got in the ring, got next to Roman. I was like, oh, he's massive. Like he's just, absolute beast. We have to see what shape he's in when he's take his, like shirt off to see like how ripped he is. But Juicy Lesnar is the best Lesnar. Lesnar UFC 200 was so juicy, so good, so big. But yeah, hopefully he's gonna show up in, next time we see him, we get to see how juicy he actually is. But yeah, the clothing he's wearing is a bit deceptive. It doesn't really show, but you can tell Roman is massive. Compare Roman with Cena. Roman is already bigger than Cena, and Cena is already giant. So Roman's bigger than Cena, and Lesnar is like another 6 inches, looks like almost wider than Roman. So yeah, he's massive. And this was a huge prop in the crowd. And obviously, Paul Heyman was like, looked like he's seen a ghost. Great acting from Paul. And the pay-per-view ended with Lesnar standing in the ring, a Roman looking like disgruntled, walking backstage with Paul Heyman. Yeah, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. This is good to see Cena back. And please, 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 don't sing the song. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. And see you guys around.